Salvete, discipuli, et discipula. We are going to do one more look at the genitive case so we can move on to the exciting chapter in which Marcus and Quintus start beating up Julia and each other, and there is lots of crying and yelling for mom and dad, which makes it much more exciting than just endlessly hearing about this Roman family and their servants. So let's just look one more time at the genitive case. I'm going to get out of the way and move this so that you guys can see the board behind me, and I've already written our genitive marker. Genitive shows possession. Remember, in English, we do this a couple of ways. We do this with an apostrophe S. It is the neighbor's dog. Or we do it with of. That is the dog of the neighbor. If we have more than one, we do it like this. This is a dog belonging to more than one neighbor. This is the neighbor's dog, or the dog of the neighbors. In Latin, we do this with endings that change depending on what kind of noun it is. You might recall that we have feminine nouns that end in a: insula, Julia, Amelia, Delia, Sura. And for their possessive case, their genitive case, the singular is I, and the plural is arum. So we have the islands, trees, would be insulae. The tree of more than one island, the tree of the islands, the trees of the islands, or the islands' trees, insularum. We have some nouns that end in us, and for genitive case purposes, us and nouns have the same genitive endings. All right? For the singular, it is e, and for the plural, it is orum. So the slave's master, the master of the slave, servi, that would be the slaves. Of more than one slave, the slaves, or of the slaves, servorum. A noun like oppidum, as I said, uses the same endings. The towns, it belongs to one town, oppidi, or of the town. The towns, plural, of the towns, oppidorum. All right? If you want to look at more examples, remember that in your book, at the end of chapter 2, on page 17, in the middle of the page, they show you the endings. All right, if you've got your book, you can turn there. We have masculine, masculinum, femininum, neutrum, oppidum, vocabulum. Those are neuter nouns. And we have the endings again. And remember, this means of the, or what we would do in English with an apostrophe S. Let's just go through some more examples out of this chapter so that we can cement this in to our brains and move on to something a little more fun. All right? Pater Marci est Julius. Remember, we can write this multiple ways, by the way. Julius est pater Marci. Even pater Marci Julius est. in Latin, we can move words around because the endings tell us what they're doing, not word order. Okay. Pater est Julius. Pater Marci est Julius. Each one of these say the same thing. The father of Marcus, or Marcus's father, is Julius. Quis est pater Marci? Quis est pater Marci? Julius. Julius est pater Marci. Cuius pater est Julius? Marci. Whose father is Julius? Marcus's. Marci. See? All right, let's do another one. I'm going to leave those question words up there, and we're going to ask them every single time. All right. Aemilia est mater Juliae. Quis est mater Juliae? Quis? Aemilia est mater Juliae. Cuius mater est Aemilia? Juliae. Whose mother is Aemilia? Julia's mother. Julius est Dominus Medi. Quis est Dominus Medi? Julius est Dominus Medi. Cuius Dominus est Julius? Medi. Whose master is Julius? Medi. Domina Ancillarum est Aemilia. I'm going to run out of room. Quis est Domina Ancillarum? Aemilia est. Cuius Domina est Aemilia? Ancillarum. Note here are plural, right? She is the mistress of not one maidservant, the maidservant's mistress, or of the maidservants. Similarly, Julius est Dominus servorum. Quis est Dominus servorum? Julius. Cuius Dominus est Julius? Servorum. Seek. All right, I think we've covered that several times. This is the third, fourth time that we've gone over them. I think we will move ahead. In my next video, I will just go ahead and we'll read through chapter 3 together. Thanks, guys. Salvete!